We're live at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the site of the first race of the first ever Double E Cup Series.
To get started, Tony Stewart leads us to the green in the 14 car. 2x2 all the way back. Carl Edwards gets a good run on the outside. He's going to try and take the lead here from Tony on lap 1. Going down through 4, he's going to clear him and will lead lap 1. Carl Edwards. 2x1, it's Carl Edwards. Our leader just wrecked on lap 1. Looked like he blew a tire. Caution is out here on lap 3. On the replay, he blows the tire. Edwards. Not too often you see the leader bring out the first caution, or any caution. He'll have to get sent to the garage with the damage. Tony Stewart will lead us to the green again. Oh, and Gordon's around on the restart. Several cars involved, the 48, 56, and one from Montoya. It's collected in the wreck. Jimmy Johnson, Martin Truex Jr., and Pablo Montoya all wrecked hard. Jeff Gordon originally got turned by, it looked like the 15 car, and was sent spinning. That started this whole mess. It all started when Kyle Busch spun his tires and then could not get going. There you see who is involved in the crash. Pit stops now for the leaders. Matt Kenseth is in, 4 tires and a splash of fuel to go. Danica Patrick is in as well, along with Kyle Busch, who spun his tires there on that last restart. Tony Stewart in, he's going to take 4 tires. Everyone seems to be taking 4 tires here. So will the 16 of Greg Biffle. Now actually the 2 car, Brad Keselowski, took 2 tires. He's going to lead him down pit wide in the second place around the 2 car. Good battle there. Kenseth continues to lead here. Kyle Busch trying to close up the gap. Jeff Burton moves. Here he comes down to that 12. Caution in the backstretch. Big wreck. Menard is in the wall. Kane and Harvick spun across the infield. Caution is out. Look at the replay. 29 and 5 make contact, and it sends the 27 into the wall. Tough break. Kyle Busch gets a good restart this time, and he's going to make the pass and clear them for first. Jeff Burton trying to move into second place around the 17. He will. And he's right all over Kyle Busch. White flag in the air to head through 1 and 2. Busch has now got his handful of Jeff Burton. He goes to the inside. Coming through 3 and 4. Burton by half a car to the checkers. Jeff Burton will win at Charlotte Motor Speedway. What a nice finish. Jeff Burton.
The 56 of Martin Truex Jr. leads us to the green here at New Hampshire. Through turns 1 and 2, Truex is going to hold the lead. Montoya and Stewart side by side for second. Montoya trying to take... Now we got spin in turn 1. It is the leader, Martin Truex Jr. is spun out and hit the wall in turns 1 and 2. Caution is out. What happened on the replay? Looks like Montoya was just racing him too hard. Got him in the left rear and just sent him up into the wall. Tough break from Martin Truex Jr. He has not had a very good start to this season. And looked like he could have a good race to... Oh, he's being carried away. Oh, anyway. We'll restart on lap 6 here. Juan Pablo Montoya and Carl Edwards giving a good battle on his outside. Edwards trying to make that outside lane work here at this short track. And he's going to make it work as Montoya gets a little sideways. Stewart will take the second spot. Junior trying to take third. There's a spin and going into turn 3. There's trouble. Many cars involved. Yellow is back out here on lap 11. Jimmy Johnson is in the wall. Big crash. 5, 6 cars involved here. Trevor Bayne, Clint Boyer, Paul Menard, Danica Patrick all got the worst of it. Oh. See on the replay, looks like Bayne got in a little hot, got into the back of the 48, and then just chain reaction. Good job by Harvick and Mark Martin there to get through it without any damage. But a lot of damage on those cars. They got 2 laps to go. They made a little contact there. Coming off for turn 2, Stewart gets a little sideways. He's going to lose the lead. Carl Edwards is going to retake the lead. It's now Gordon trying to make something happen on that outside lane around Stewart. White flag is now in the air. Carl Edwards is taking the lead. Tony Stewart trying to recover, but he's running out of time. Edwards is pulling away. He's not going to look back. Carl Edwards is going to win race 3 at New Hampshire. Welcome to the Double E Cup Series Season 2. Race 5 from Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. The end of the race today will mark the halfway point of this season. And let's see our starting lineup. On the pole, we have get started. Kyle Busch leads us to the green here in race 5. On into turn 1. He's even with Keselowski as everyone else barrels on through. And coming off of turn 4 now, Busch is going to take the lead from Keselowski on a lead lap 1. He's going to try and take the lead. There's a spin in turn 2. It's Jimmy Johnson. And early on here on lap 3, we already got a caution. It's the 48 of Johnson. On the replay, what happened? Looks like he just tried to cut in front of the 11. Didn't see he was there. Got a tap and went up into the wall. Tough break for Johnson. As we'll restart here on lap 5. Keselowski now has the lead. He leads us to the green. Kyle Busch on his outside. He'll fall in line in second. Behind him, the RCR teammates Harvick and Menard. As now Harvick's going to try and work on Busch for the second spot. He'll try to get that. As the field rolls by here. Now a little bit of racing action. 3 wide here. Now there's some contact and Harvick is sent up into the wall. Coming off of turn 4, the field stacks up behind him. And there goes Clint Bowyer. Martin Truex Jr. and Mark Martin are all around on the front stretch. Caution on lap 7 out of 15. On the replay, everyone was stacking up after Harvick hit the wall. And all 3 of the MWR cars get involved here as Bowyer went around and collected his teammates Martin Truex Jr. and Mark Martin. Now there's field stacking up as there goes Dale Earnhardt Jr. around now as yet another caution is out on lap 9. This time it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. What happened here? Looks like Tony Stewart didn't get going. Got a tap from Danica Patrick and he goes up, gets into Dale Earnhardt Jr. who hits the inside wall hard. We'll restart now with 5 laps to go. Keselowski leads us to the green again. Through turns 1 and 2, he's going to easily take the lead from Busch, who's now going to try and hold on to second as Austin Dillon has come out of nowhere. And Austin Dillon's going to take the second spot away from our pole sitter Kyle Busch. 4 to go now as Keselowski trying to hold off Austin Dillon, who seems to have a real strong car here at the end. Down the backstretch, Dillon trying to make up some ground through the turns 1 and 3 and 4 there. Here comes Dillon now. He draws up even with Keselowski for the race lead. As coming off of turn 4, they make a little contact. Now Gordon gets involved, and there goes Kyle Busch trying to make it 3 wide. But they'll settle down as now Tony Stewart is around and in the wall in turn 2. Caution is out yet again. On the replay, he might have had some damage from that earlier incident with Dale Jr. and Danica, but whatever it was, he just got loose and hit the wall there. So this is going to set up a green-white checkered finish. Austin Dillon is now our new leader, and he'll lose to the green. 2 to go. Some contact already, as there goes Keselowski and Busch out of the groove. That slows up the entire field, as now it's a 2-car breakaway. Austin Dillon and Jeff Gordon, first and second. They take the white flag here. Gordon trying to make a move, but Dillon with the block. Coming down the backstretch, Gordon right on the back bumper of Austin Dillon. Through 3 and 4, he gives him a little nudge. Coming off of turn 4, they make contact, and Austin Dillon is going to win at Martinsville.
Welcome to the Double E Cup Series Season 6. We're at the Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the first time in Double E Cup Series history, as our 28 best drivers will take on this 2-mile oval, and let's look at our starting lineup. Double E Cup Series race ever at this racetrack, and Carl Edwards is leading us to the green. We are underway at California. And Clint Bowyer did not get going too good 3 wide already, as the cars love to fan out 4 wide and such on those restarts. Edwards comes out with the lead. Harvick looking for it. Clint Bowyer retakes 3rd. He'll try to make up for his poor restart. He moves into 2nd, gets a good run on Harvick. Edwards pulls out ahead to a little bit of a lead, but Clint Bowyer's trying to reel him in. His race just clicking through him right now. Battle now for 5th. And now we got a spin on the front stretch. Matt Kenseth is around. He collects Jamie McMurray and Casey Mears, and then Stenhouse piles in at the last second. And on towards the middle of the pack here, a 4-car wreck on lap number 4. We saw Matt Kenseth around and a few other drivers involved. What happened on the replay? It was hard to tell. It looked like Chase Elliott might actually gotten into the back of Austin Dillon, got him squirrely, got him into Matt Kenseth, who then spun right in front of the field. Restart at the halfway point. Edwards still leads. He spins the tires a little bit on the restart. 4 wide for the race lead. Harvick up the middle, but Joey Logano gets a big run on the inside. He'll clear everyone for the race lead. Clint Bowyer moves back into the 2nd spot. Edwards trying to make up for his poor restart. He's stuck in the 4th position. Battle is for 5th. That's Kurt Busch and Greg Biffle. Jimmy Johnson making it 3 wide back there. As up front, Logano continues to lead. And now we got a spinner heading into 1. It's Trevor Bayne around, and he collides with Ryan Newman and David Reagan. And Tony Stewart is also involved in another 4-car crash here as Trevor Bayne went hard headfirst into the wall. It looked like he tried to move down in front of the 5 at Casey Kane there and was not clear and got spun off the front of his nose right up headfirst into the wall in front of David Reagan and Ryan Newman. So another caution, 2 already. That'll set up a late restart here with 2 to go. We're on lap 9 out of 10. Joey Logano leads. Clint Boyer gets another poor restart. He's struggling on the inside, 4 wide behind the leaders. Kyle Busch making big moves. He's trying to get back up to the top 5. As up front, Carl Edwards looking to the inside of Joey Logano. Now Edwards looks to the outside of Logano, and they make contact, and they're in the wall. Our leaders hit the wall on the white flag as Mr. Where Did He Come From? Kevin Harvick shoots to the lead. Logano and Edwards make contact. Now it's up to a couple of Stewart-Haas racing teammates. Kurt Busch looks to the inside of Harvick. Harvick trying to take the outside lane. He's going to get a big run off of 4 to the checkered. Who's going to win it? It looks like Kevin Harvick's going to win it by a nose as he gets his first win of Season 6. Welcome to the EE Cup Series Season 8. We're at a brand new racetrack here for race number 3. We're at a figure 8 for Season 8. And this new configuration here is sure to present some brand new challenges for our drivers this afternoon. Let's take a look at the starting line. Green flag is in the air now for Keselowski. We are underway. And you see Keselowski leads the field up over the bridge overlooking part of the racetrack and around the farther turns. 2 and 3 wide battles now for third on back. That's Clint Boyer and Kyle Larson. Jimmy Johnson now, we're going to give Keselowski a nudge heading into turn 1. He will take over the lead here. Clint Boyer trying to reel in Jimmy Johnson. They head up over the bridge once again. Boyer looking at the inside. He spins the tires, gets into Johnson. That opens the door for Brad Keselowski. He gets poked out of the way. And now Kevin Harvick's going to slip through to take the lead here on lap number 4. A lot of close quarters contact as now big contact is made midway through the pack. Big crash here heading into turn 1 involving several drivers. Ricky Stenhouse is involved, Casey Kane, Kurt Busch, and Jamie McMurray. All these drivers running mid-pack. Let's see what happened. Heading into turn 1, it looked like AJ Allmendinger kind of tried to dive inside of Stenhouse very late, and Stenhouse was not anticipating that move. And here on lap number 6, we're halfway through this race. Green flag is back in the air. A couple Stewart-Haas racing cars on the front row of this restart. Harvick's going to be able to easily slip by for the lead. Battle for second. Now Boyer going to try and hold off Keselowski. Johnson looking inside of Brad for that third spot. Final turn down the lower straightaway here. Harvick still able to hold off that 14. Now he gets spun. Cars crashing behind him. Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, and Brad Keselowski made contact in the outside wall. And we are back under the yellow flag here on lap number 8 for 4 of the top contenders from today's race, all running inside the top 5. As let's take a look at the replay here. It looked like Boyer, he got run up the racetrack a little bit, tried to come back down. Keselowski was there, and then nowhere for the 48, the 2, the 18. They all just piled in on top of each other. You saw Truex, 2 laps to go. Harvick leads, but Truex hanging right with him on the outside lane. Larson right there with him. Oh, some new faces at the front of the field. Larson overdrives the corner, gets into a couple of them. 2 and 3 wide for the lead. Ryan Blaney going to take advantage as we come and take the white flag. Can Larson get underneath Blaney? Looks like he will. Truex is back at it at the bottom. Truex into second. He's looking for the lead under Larson. They head down the bridge once again. Truex to the inside of Larson. He puts him in the wall. Both drivers hit the wall. Blaney looking for the lead. He's not going to get it. Martin Truex Jr. holds on to win here at the Figure 8 circuit.
The EE Cup Series Season 2, the Christmas Special, Race 6. Boyer leads us to the green in Race 6. Heading into turns 1 and 2, he gets loose. Joey Logano is around, and Jamie McMurray. We stay green as they have spun off the track. Danica Patrick now has the lead. She started this race 4th. Her teammate Tony Stewart is just behind her. And she will lead lap 1 as they head now into the slow turn. And now, oh, there goes Danica Patrick is up and in the wall. Hard hit for the 10 car, and this will bring out our first yellow. We'll go back green. Lap 4. Stewart now leads. Marcos Ambrose there on his outside as he's now under fire with Greg Biffle trying to take second spot. And Biffle will. Now Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking at third. As Ambrose trying to fall back a little bit here. As up front, Greg Biffle's got a big run. He's trying to make a pass on Stewart as we're on lap 5. And coming out of turn 2, he's right on his bumper. As now there goes Ryan Newman. Oh, and a big avalanche of snow, and it pours onto the track, and Casey Kane and Kevin Harvick go around. The red flag is out as a giant pile of snow has blocked part of the racetrack. Take a look at the replay. Kyle Busch gets into Ryan Newman. He spins, slams into that lodge, and knocks snow, and it just tumbles on the racetrack and causes Harvick and Kane to spin out. Everyone behind it just stops, as everyone is now under the red flag. Greg Biffle leads us to the green. Dale Jr. with him. Tony Stewart gets a great restart. He's going to try and take the second spot. 3 wide there in the middle. As up front, Tony Stewart takes second and gives Biffle a nudge to try and take the lead. Down the backstretch, they're making contact left and right for the lead. Stewart under Biffle. 2 laps to go as they head through 1 and 2. Stewart's going to take the lead. Dale Jr. now trying to take second away from Biffle. As they head down the back into that far turn, Jr. trying to secure second. He will. Jr. trying to get right up behind Stewart as we're going to be coming to the white flag here. Tony Stewart trying to hold him off. Jr. trying to get around him. Final lap. They head through turns 1 and 2. Jr. right behind him. Behind them, it's Biffle and Marcos Ambrose. As now Jr. pokes his nose in on the inside. He has a run down the backstretch. Here he comes. Oh, Stewart runs him off the road. And he comes back on and takes out Tony Stewart. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to win the Christmas Special.
Welcome to the E Cup Series Season 6 finale. We're at the high-banked, high-speed Texas Motor Speedway for the final race of the E Cup Series Season 6. Continue to say many more times. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, Matt Kenseth, and Joey Logano are your 4 championship contenders. Green flag is in the air here at Texas. And the finale is underway for the E Cup Series Season 6. Kyle Larson leads. Jeff Gordon moves up the racetrack a little bit, but he gets a good run. He's going to try and hold on to second. Logano moves into 5th. 3 wide there. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is in the middle of that. Back there around 7th, 8th place. Jr. ducks behind Brad Keselowski. Now Kyle Larson looks for lead underneath Gordon. Oh, he gives him a nudge. Gordon's going to save it. Coming out of turn 4, Jeff Gordon with a heck of a save. He's going to fall back to 7th place, but does a good job of keeping his car from being tore up as we stay green. As now contact again with Gordon. Keselowski's around. Here comes McMurray and Kyle Busch with a hard hit on the inside wall. And we've got a crash here on the exit of turn 2. Tony Stewart and Casey Mears is involved as well. And our first caution is out on lap number 4. And a 5-car wreck here on the exit of turn 2. Started right here. 3 wide battle. Jeff Gordon, who just made a miraculous save in the corners prior, was stuck in the middle of a 3 wide. Got a little loose, it looked like. Just barely clipped the left rear of Brad Keselowski. Sent him spinning into the field. And Kyle Busch still had a big hit. For him. We're halfway through this race already. Matt Kenseth gets a good restart on the outside, but Logano's going to drive it in hard through 1 and 2 and is going to take the lead. He gets loose. Kenseth to the inside of him. Now here comes Kyle Larson making it 3 wide. Kyle Larson spoils the party and takes the lead. Matt Kenseth, though, trying to stay right with him. He's in 2nd. Logano is 3rd. Dale Earnhardt Jr. battling for 4th to take advantage and fly through the middle to take the 3rd spot. Dale Jr. now, as we got a caution, as a couple cars spin down the front straightaway. David Reagan hits the outside wall hard. And Austin Dillon goes for a ride through the grass as our second caution in the E Cup Series finale. Green flag is back in the air. 2 to go. Kenseth gets a good restart on the outside. Here comes Joey Logano, going to look to make it 3 wide. Kenseth's going to clear Kyle Larson down the back straightaway. They're coming to take the white flag this time. Kenseth to block Larson. Oh, he gives him a nudge. Kenseth's knocked out of the groove. Joey Logano goes by on the outside, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. moves into 2nd. White flag in the air here in the finale. And it's between Joey Logano and Dale Earnhardt Jr. to settle this championship. Matt Kenseth lurks in 3rd. Half a lap to go. Jr. looks to the inside of Logano. He's going to try and get a run through the center of the corner. Logano gets loose. Jr. to the inside. They come out of turn 4 to the line. Who's going to win it? Joey Logano wins the E Cup Series Season 6 championship by half a car length over Dale Jr.
Welcome to Eldora Speedway for the first ever E Cup Series stop motion race on a dirt track. So welcome here to the E Cup Series Season 3. This is race number 8 out of 10 here from Eldora Speedway in Ohio. Here we go, green flag in the air. Kyle Busch leads us to the green from the outside lane. He drifts around turn 1, 3 wide for 2nd. Jimmy Johnson slides into the middle there. Carl Edwards looking down on the inside. He slides up into the 48. They head into turn 1 now. Oh, and Johnson car goes around and he collects Mark Martin with him. Oh, and here on lap 2 we have a first caution of the day. An early yellow here at Eldora, not too surprised. Cars sliding around through turn 2. Kyle Busch continues to hold the lead over Clint Boyer. We're on lap 7. Busch still leading, then Boyer, then Edwards, then Menard. That's your top 4. And now there's Boyer stuffed into the middle there. And now, oh, Boyer goes around as well here in turn 1, and he gets collected by Denny Hamlin. Another caution is out here on lap 8 so far. Oh, now Edwards slides into the middle. Paul Menard looking after the 3rd spot. Oh, and in the backstretch, there's a spin. It's Brad Keselowski, and he's into the inside wall. And the 3rd caution of the day is going to come out here, this time for Brad Keselowski. Let's see on the replay. It looked like Kyle Larson, who's in the 14 this week, snapped up a little bit by Earnhardt. As here he comes back for the lead. Edwards all the way on the bottom. Oh, Busch gives Earnhardt a nudge into turn 1 now. Junior all the way to the bottom, and he slides up and collides with Busch. Half a lap to go. Through 3 and 4. Busch tries the slide move. He makes it work. They're both in the wall, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to hold on and win here at Eldora.
Welcome to the Double E Cup Series Season 5. We're at Talladega Super Speedway, the super high-banked, largest track on the circuit, for some intense pack racing as we're here in the second to last race of the season. Let's go racing. Green flag is in the air here for Jimmy Johnson. As he leads that inside lane, he's got a little bit of help from Denny Hamlin. Outside, there's Paul Menard. Johnson will move up to pick up Menard as Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick jump outside to make it 3 wide now on the outside. Menard's going to slip into the middle a little bit. Johnson leads. He's going to move up to block Harvick. Harvick puts a good move on, goes to the middle. He's got a little bit of a push from Menard. He's going to get a little bit of a run. Any help right now. As Harvick continues to lead, he's blocking Menard left and right. Now Matt Kenseth controls that far outside line. But up front, here comes Clint Boyer with a little bit of a run. Harvick moves up to block. Oh, and he makes contact with Menard. We got a crash here on the front straightaway. Several cars involved. Looks like Austin Dillon. I saw Marcos Ambrose, Joey Logano, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., leader Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, and it looked like Kurt Busch. What happened on the replay? Kevin Harvick tried to move down the block in front of Menard, but Menard had closed into that gap at Talladega. Menard and Boyer now lead us to the green. And here comes Matt Kenseth and his teammate Kyle Busch coming up through the middle. They got a little bit of help from Tony Stewart and Carl Edwards back there as it's 3 wide for the race lead. Matt Kenseth and Kyle Busch will move into the lead now. As behind them, Clint Boyer tries to go around the outside of Paul Menard. Here comes Clint Boyer with Tony Stewart behind him, getting a little bit of a good run. We're on lap 6 now. Matt Kenseth going to move up to block. 3 Toyotas at the front of the field. Kenseth gets really sideways and does a nice job of saving it, as that could have been a big wreck. As you saw, Boyer got underneath him and got him a little loose. Kenseth falls back a little bit, but now it's Kyle Busch leading. As the field flies by the front straightaway through the tri-oval. 3 wide again for the race lead. Carl Edwards with Matt Kenseth behind him. They're going to swoop in and take the lead on the outside as they head down the back. Oh, we got a big crash. Kyle Busch flips over. Behind them, now more cars are involved. And a bunch of cars wrecked here on the back straightaway here at Talladega. Clint Boyer, Jeff Gordon, Danica Patrick. Boyer's cleanup will ensue here at Talladega. And as they finish cleaning that up, we're hard-fought sprint to the finish. 2 to go here at Talladega. Carl Edwards leads Matt Kenseth. Kenseth going to use a little bit of a side draft to get a little bit of a run on Edwards. Now here comes Tony Stewart with Eric Almirola and Casey Kane. Got a huge run on the outside. Kenseth gets sucked in the middle. He falls back to 8th. Up front, now Tony Stewart and Carl Edwards with Eric Almirola and Casey Kane going to make a 3rd lane. Almirola leads as they take the white flag. Matt Kenseth trying to come back there on the outside as they fly by. Kane and Almirola out front, 3 wide behind them. Kane to the outside. Here comes Edwards to the middle. Edwards to the middle down the front stretch. He gets turned by Junior. Up front now, we stay green. It's Kane to the line. Here comes Stewart, but it won't be enough. Casey Kane is going to win it in a photo finish here at Talladega as Edwards spun on the last lap, and a lot of crazy jostling for position here on the final couple of laps. Welcome to the Double E Cup Series Season 7 finale. We're at Daytona International Speedway for 10 laps around this high-banked 2.5-mile oval, where we have 4 championship contenders ready to do battle between themselves and with the rest of the field to see who can become the 7th DECS champion. Started. Green flag is in the air here in the Double E Cup Series Season 7 finale. We are underway here at Daytona as Denny Hamlin leads him through 1 and 2. Jimmy Johnson now moves into 2nd. Carl Edwards going to give him a run Going to give him a push to the outside. Jimmy Johnson around the outside of Denny Hamlin. He'll drop in front of that inside lane to take the lead. Hamlin's going to slip into the middle here. That's going to open the door for his teammate, Carl Edwards. Lap 2 now is underway as Kevin Harvick moves into the third lane, but he's got no help back there. He's going to lose a few spots. As up front, Denny Hamlin looking to the outside of Johnson. Johnson going to go down to block Edwards. That's going to open the door for Chase Elliott to get a big run through the middle, as he's going to look to the outside of his teammate as they come off of 4. Down the front stretch they go. Hendrick teammates battling for the lead. Carl Edwards, Tony Stewart in row 2. Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin in row 3. 3 wide further back in the pack, as now Denny Hamlin's going to get a big run through 1 and 2. He's going to go around Stewart on the outside. Now he's looking for second. 3 wide for second as Carl Edwards looks to the inside of his teammate, trying to get a run. He's got Brad Keselowski behind him. Now down the front stretch, Keselowski's going to take it 3 wide. Brad Keselowski wants the lead from Jimmy Johnson. Keselowski's going to take that position away from Johnson as Carl Edwards is going to try and follow him through for second. 3 wide behind them, and now Junior gets sideways. Trouble in turn 2. Big crash down the back straightaway. Stewart's on his roof. At least 5, 6, 7 cars involved as our first caution of the day comes out here on lap number 4. Kyle Busch trying to push Carl Edwards around him on the outside. So they head out of turn 2 now. Edwards gets a little sideways. He's going to move into the third lane as now Kyle Busch and Matt Kenseth are going to try and take advantage. Keselowski gets a big push out front from Jimmy Johnson as Busch and Johnson will battle for that second position as they fly down the front stretch. Lap 7 is now underway as Carl Edwards now trying to make up for lost track position as well. Kyle Busch still battling with the 2 and the 48 up front. Keselowski continues to move back and forth, blocking 2 and 3 lanes at once. Now Kyle Busch got a big run on the inside. He's going to look to the inside of Keselowski. He's going to clear him off of 4. McMurray slips in the middle. We got contact on the front stretch. Around goes the 31 of Newman. Chase Elliott spins into the grass as well here on the front stretch, and that's going to bring out our second caution of the afternoon. Green flag is in the air. 2 to go at Daytona. Kyle Busch leads. His teammate Hamlin is pushing him. Keselowski gives Johnson a huge push on the outside. Edwards back in row 3, trying to get a run. He jumps to the outside with Matt Kenseth. Junior joins them. Johnson blocks him on the outside. That opens the door for Busch on the bottom. Now Carl Edwards has moved into second. He's side by side with his teammate for the championship. Johnson trying to block them all. Busch makes it 3 wide on the bottom. Denny Hamlin pushing Kyle Busch. Matt Kenseth pushing Carl Edwards. But now Dale Jr. is behind Jimmy Johnson. Johnson trying to regroup and come back through the middle. Kyle Busch trying to block. Johnson with Junior on the outside. 2 turns to go here at Daytona. Junior to the outside of Busch. Carl Edwards trying to come to the third lane. To the finish. Around goes the 48. Big crash behind the leaders. Carl Edwards crosses the finish line first. As at least 10 cars involved on the final lap. Carl Edwards crosses the finish line ahead of them all. We'll have to see how this is scored, but I believe Carl Edwards is your WWE Cup Series Season 7 champion. As let's take a look at it once again. Johnson moves down to block Busch. He collides with Junior. Edwards is able to hold it straight, and yes, indeed, it looks like Carl Edwards will be your Season 7 champion as he was able to hold on to his...
Thank you.